Wow, it's 72 degrees and dry. It's amazing outside. It's August 28th, 2023 in Zone 7B, Baltimore, Maryland. And this is the end of the month garden tour in America. And that's my knockout rose that was pink, and evidently there's some that are red in there. I see a hydrangea flower, a couple of them peeking through. My neighbor's sunflowers had some beautiful birds on it this summer. And with any luck, some of their sunflowers have spilled over because I can never grow them, but maybe they will plant themselves here with any luck. Yeah, there's some now trying to plant themselves, so good. All right, there's some Sweet William. There's peonies that are done. They start early in the year. I just deadheaded all these roses. They are like an apricot color. There's amaryllis in here, petunias, pansies, dahlias. And I have to say, I'm not a big fan of the dahlias. They seem like they come and go pretty quickly and have way more plant than they do flowers. Maybe that'll change, so I'll leave them in there. But anyway, some petunias that made it through. They were in a basket, these purple ones. And I put them in the ground because for whatever reason, petunias that I always have in a basket, and I had it hanging from here, just dry up really quick. Here's some calendula, and that's all needing to be deadheaded, although I weeded in there. This is a rose bush here, and this is what I use for tea sometimes, although I'm not smelling anything on that rose. Maybe this new one coming out. I weeded a bunch, and gosh, there's always so many weeds. And you just can't help but grab them when you see them. So that's my new little flower garden. This is a climbing pink rose. What I don't like about it, it has stickers, thorns everywhere. I do want to put maybe a white one or something on the other side, but then I can't have it too big because it'll block that entrance. This is a cherry tree. I had a cherry tree there. It died. I have a lot of clay in my ground, and the roots got root bound, and then it just died. So a bunch of seeds. Every time I pit the cherries, I put in a flower pot in the backyard, and one actually started to grow, although it's not looking that great. So I thought that was a bug. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, hopefully the end of the summer and the fall, I'm going to take down this is a white Concord grape. That piece of tree there is actually the top of this tree here. So I'm going to pull this out of the ground, remove those 3 green stakes and the wire chicken mesh, and then put a trellis there and a trellis arbor thing here. So maybe like 2 or 3, 1 there, and then 2 more. So it comes over to here. So you'll just basically walk through an arbor of grapes. These grapes were fabulous. A lot of them did die, but then there were some that did live. Basically, they turned black and dried up. But when they did live, and there's still some that I missed, they're really sweet. It's a white Concord sweet grape. And they, sorry, spider. They get like a beautiful light green color, and the flavor is amazing. I'm not going to eat that one because he was kind of in that spider web, but that's the last of it. But see, this is what it did, and I don't know why exactly, but too much water, not enough water, I don't know. Okay, so over here, I started these artichokes in January on my porch. I forget how many I had, but I have 4 that made it, but they still never made it that big. Probably because of insufficient water, I'm gonna guess. There's a couple onions that came up that I had, again, weeds, and I just mowed and weeded, but it's just always weeds to pull. So there's some carrots in here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 artichoke plants. I need to water more, and maybe I'll get one by the end of the summer. I don't know. We'll see. These red begonias were gorgeous. The leaves were very red, and now they've greened up. So I don't know if that's because of the soil. My soil, I would say, is very acidic. These were irises my aunt gave me, and mid-June I planted them because I had them out back. Well, actually, I think just this one is, or maybe both are, because I bought an iris and one for my aunt for her birthday. And so one of those down there, amaryllis that I think they are, might be an iris in there as well. And it's like a purple and orange. So we'll have to see. I have some more in the back. It's too shady, and I have no irises that flowered this year. So I'm gonna bet it was because I moved them middle of June to here, and hers, my aunt's irises, and she's the one that gave me those, by the middle of June had already flowered and died. So I think I just had too much shade in the backyard. I'll show you where some more are. This is my spaghetti squash. This is my butternut squash. I pulled 2 butternut squashes off of here. Haven't eaten them yet. This thing had a lot of those, well, not a lot, but some of those new bugs. I forget what you call them. And I always cut this mulberry bush back, usually twice in the season. I've cut it once, and it's due to be cut again. These failed. This is a major fail. I kept putting in more cucumber plants and more cucumber plants. And, well, there's one, but they just didn't do good. Maybe they will in the next couple of months. I'm going to leave it in here. Plus, then I'm going to switch this as an old tabletop. I'm actually going to turn it upside down. So maybe that'll keep a border so that the grass doesn't grow in there, and I'll weed it out. And then the stuff will grow up the legs, and I'll take the bamboo down. Another end of the summer project. Now here is oregano, and I just literally dumped this here. This vine is sickening. It just is everywhere. Spearmint is all through here, along with that stupid vine. Can't stand it. These are not real banana trees. They don't grow bananas, and I wish they would. I keep trying to pull them out, and they are just everywhere. So this is a pepper. This pot, it just never did well in this pot. There's just not enough nutrition, I guess. This is a weeding project. This is my first raised bed. Now I just picked a whole bowl of cherry tomatoes this morning. This is a nice pepper that grows on there. This is my echinacea, and it's all dried up now. My dill came back. I had harvested a good quart of dill leaves. I have a pint maybe of dill seeds, and then from those seeds that dropped in here, it's grown back. Blueberries I covered, and I did get more blueberries than ever, but still not that many. I need a cover that doesn't tangle into the blueberry bush. So that's another project to think about. My apple tree, I did not get one apple. I kept finding them in my yard. And so the squirrels got them. What a pity. I don't even have any that I can do. Oh my gosh. No, I'm lying. There's 2 apples, and I'm going to pick them. Oh, because it's got to be done now. It's done with a wormhole. I wanted to do some apple cider vinegar, and I have white Concord cider vinegar. So it looks like I just got two really yucky looking apples. But I started this tree with a seed from a McIntosh apple that I ate one day, put it in a paper cup, and it started growing. And these do taste like a McIntosh apple because I did, from last year, use one of these that was much better looking and made it into an apple dumpling, and it was great. That's a pity. I will take a little piece from there and see what it tastes like. Some peppers I need to pick. String beans have been, as string beans always are, fabulous. They just keep multiplying faster than I can pull them off of here, which is great. So at the end of the mulberries, I have some parsley. That was oregano, this brown stuff. This is also, no, I'm sorry, that was like salvia or something. This is oregano. This was basil, parsley. My figs, I haven't eaten one yet. Oh, but here's one that I could. It's too soft though, I probably won't. Yeah, it's delicious. Really good. So maybe I have some to harvest. I'll take some up to my mother. She's 94. I need to pick some raspberries. This is all asparagus in here. Some red beets in the middle that are new. Red beets at the end I just picked. String beans I just talked about. 4 o'clocks were a childhood plant that I loved growing up. This is an olive tree, and it really didn't come back up like it usually does. It's really, really small. This is my hand. And it looks like there's several now. So I don't know what I'm going to do this year. If I'm going to leave it out in the dirt or repot it and put it in the house. This was a blackberry bush. Pear tree, not a pear at all this year, not even flowers. This is a rose my great aunt gave to my grandmother. 2 blueberry plants back here. My pecan tree, I don't see a pecan on here. I sure would like to find one. I did last year, not last year, about 3 years ago or 4 when I first planted it. I got one pecan off of it. And it was like my last mowing the grass of the season. I saw it in October, so maybe something will pop up, but I doubt it. These things were hit hard by that new bug, Japanese lantern bug. It just sucks the life out of the leaves. But I did get some cucumbers off here, but certainly not many. Got another eggplant forming. Sage is doing great. This part of the cucumber plant's doing great. And this is where my one watermelon is. But it's a small one, but I don't know when it's done. And I'm going to leave it in there until that little neck of it dries up. And I'm hoping that means it's finished. So my grapes have been fabulous. This is all going to get pulled out, and I'll probably move the raspberries over to here, and that way it'll contain them. This is a beautiful butterfly bush, and these are my grapes. And you can see I still have really massive amounts of grapes, but they're way up top. So I'm gonna have to get a chair or something to stand on and harvest all that up there, because the grape juice has been delicious and I just can't keep up with it. So that's pretty much it. It's been another good harvest. Lots of stuff in my freezer. I go to my local farm and freeze onions. I did get a box of tomatoes because mostly the cherry tomatoes came up, although I did get some good sandwich tomatoes. And I just hope you all had a bountiful harvest. Wishing you the best for the fall and the winter. I am going to get in the house, even though I don't think I have any mosquito bites. It feels like there's a lot of things bugging around. So it's time to end this video, and we'll end it with the bountiful grapes. And there we are. May your harvest be bountiful. May your lives be happy and peaceful. And you have freedom of choice, of whatever choice that would be.